Hi, this is Ven from 100 Days of Style, and I'm here with Patrick Johnson, and he's probably the foremost tailor in Australia, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his tailoring philosophy. But just so most people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit of an idea of who Patrick is and how you sort of got started in tailoring, because most people, in Australia don't even think of it as a profession.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a weird profession to have here because there's not a big sort of tailoring community. I actually started in London. I did my training there under a guy called Robert Emmett, and I was there for about 8.5 years in London, and then came back to Australia 3 years ago. So, yeah.
So for someone who's watching this video and doesn't know what sort of suit they want to buy, but it's their first suit, what do you recommend?
I think the first thing is you got to really think about your lifestyle, the way you live in your suits, the kind of person you are and your shape and all those kind of things. So once you go through all that, do you get very hot? You sweat a lot? Do you not sweat a lot? What kind of climate you're living in? But assuming it's a guy, his first suit, so maybe he's in his mid-20s or early 20s, he's living in Sydney, it's pretty hot here. You got to look at the wardrobe, and most guys, if they're working in the financial services or in the city, they'll need to wear a wool suit to work, which is a shame, I think. But
Yeah.
no, it's not. But so you'd probably be looking at a navy off the bat, depending on your colouring, and something that's pretty durable.
Mm-hmm.
And also you're young, if you're a young guy, you don't want to wear anything too bulky, so have some versatility, so perhaps you can wear the jacket from the suit with a pair of jeans and stuff like that if you need to. It's really not about, it's about finding out what works for you, and that takes time, and that's why you see these really well-dressed men and stuff, and most of them are in their 60s because it can take a lot of time. But don't really try and dress for yourself. That's the idea. You don't want to try and dress. You see a picture in a magazine and go, "Oh, I want to look like that." Well, maybe that's not quite you. So be honest.
Can you give me an
with yourself.
example of just, if you're trying to avoid the pitfalls?
I think the real thing is just you can take advice from people, but as a tailor, we're really trying not to act as a salesman. We kind of give a little bit of advice, but try and steer people in the right direction. Some things are not wearing things too tight. I get a lot of, especially younger guys, they want it really, really tight. And it's like, well, that's not attractive. You get to a point where you realise, okay, I don't have to have it tight, but I can get the desired look I want, and comfort's very important as well. But then also not having it too baggy. So it's all not about extremes. And then also on the flip side of that is you want to have, every suit has to have personality. Like it can't just be a boring, a perfect suit. You may as well go and get a German tailor to make your suit and make it really stiff like they make theirs, because they have zero personality. So you want a little bit of like ruffle to it, a little bit of mess to it as well.
And you want to live in it as well. I'm not living in it.
And it's going to look like it's
worn.
you. It looks like you own it. It looks like you've lived in it. So that's important too. Yeah.
So let's talk about what you're wearing now then, because you're wearing everything that we just spoke about. Your jacket's really light in construction, and you're wearing odd pants, and you doing it in such a way that you've made it your own. So let's talk about the individual pieces, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I sort of put much thought into it, but just, really lightweight jacket. This is one of ours it's got a very, very light shoulder padding, so it feels almost like a shirt jacket. Pretty casual day today. It's going to be a public holiday tomorrow. And I'm sort of halfway between moving house.
Yeah.
Like nice lightweight polo shirt, trousers a little bit slim with a cuff on the bottom to sort of give it a little bit of presence, and bit of loafers and stuff like that, and just trying to do quite subtle colour variations with it, with the brown. I mean, not many people wear brown in Australia because it's, they've got that sort of no brown in town kind of thing going on. But it's a great colour to wear. You can clean it up, dress it down. It's a really lovely one to wear. And in Europe they wear it a lot, even in work suits and stuff like that. So just, I don't know, just trying to get a bit of balance, make it not look too serious,
Yep.
With my slick hair, I look like a bit of a, like I take myself too seriously as it is. So you just got to tone it down a little bit, keep it a bit casual, and stuff like that. So just experimenting, always just experiment with different things. Never think it's absolute. Never think this is the one way you do it. I get a lot of clients and they're like, I want to get the perfect cut suit. And it's like, well, you're not going to get that, mate. Yeah, that doesn't exist. It's, you'll get something you really like that's got personality, does a certain job, and then next time you'll do something a bit different. So just not take it too seriously, roll with it. Keep it fresh,
Yeah.
Wear your accessories, give it a bit of personality.
Yeah.
And you might do something different. Just keep on changing, And I think the best dressed people are the ones that experiment a fair bit, even with subtle changes. You get the guys that wear the loud stuff, but that suits their personality. The guys that do the subtle stuff, that suits their personality. I think it's just just all about if you like it and it grabs your eye, give it a go. If it doesn't work, try something new. Don't be too precious about it. Don't be too serious. It doesn't matter. it's not the end of the world. It's just a suit, but just keep it fresh. And they're very fun things to play with, suits, you know, to kind of dress up and dress down with, and they shouldn't be too serious, you know. Yeah, they should really be used as just for what they are, which is just something to cover your body, but you know, you can make it look good.
All right, let's talk about things then. Okay, we've spoken about things you can do, and we've given everyone a lot of leeway. But what do you think some things are that you should avoid then? You've just bought your first suit.
Yeah.
You've seen the video. You want to make it your own. What are some things that you would recommend not messing around?
The first, I keep on saying, but just try not to sort of copy a look from someone else. Try and start developing your own style and your own taste, and you know, work out what you like and what you don't. But one thing is, I'd say, probably avoid doing anything off the bat too loud to start with. Like, not too loud, but no, that's probably wrong actually, because some guys suit pretty loud stuff. Just start with something subtle in terms of the suit, so it can act as a blank canvas. If you want to add colour to it, that's why people start with navy or grey suits. If you want to add colour, you can wear a colourful pocket square, you can wear a colourful tie, a colourful shirt. So just sort of to give yourself room. You don't want to off the bat get a really colourful suit and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I've got, every day you wear it, someone's like, well, he's wearing that suit again. So keep it really open in that respect. Never get anything, don't wear anything that's too tight. I think nothing can ever look good if it's too tight. And in the same vein, you shouldn't ever wear anything that's too loose, I don't think either. You know, just keep the cut in a way that's going to work for you. You know, always keep it pretty clean. Yeah. Look after your stuff pretty well, and you know, and just start experimenting with it. I think just start adding a few things. You know, don't take anyone's advice too seriously. You know, there's the pitfalls of sort of all this online kind of stuff and all these blogs, and there's some good ones and some not so good ones. But people saying you have to do this, you have to do that. It's absolutely not true. Like, there's no rules. I think we've generally been talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I know. But you're like very zen in the art of suit. I'm like, let's get some specifics. You're like, nah, man, doesn't matter.
What's that?
So you're very zen. It's like you should write a book about the zen of suits. You're like, nah, man, doesn't matter. Just like
it doesn't. Well, it doesn't.
No, I know. That's what I mean. That's the answer, though.
You're good, man.
You know what I mean?
No,
the philosophy is like, doesn't matter. It's just like fucking have fun with it, which I think is the main thing. There's a lot of
construction things that matter. You know, that's more what I think you should look for. Like, you should definitely have a floating canvas with your suit.
Yeah.
The basic construction of it should be quite sturdy. Yeah. You should have allowance. You can let your suit in and let it out. All those sort of basic construction things of suits are quite important. You know,
so if you're buying your first suit, how do you check if it's got floating canvas or not?
Oh, it's quite an easy thing. You kind of look at where's the jacket? Well, I don't have any canvas in this, but take your jacket off. Show me. This is floating completely, but it's you know, it's a thing you often get guys and salesmen in shops go, oh yeah, it's a floating canvas. So floating canvas basically means it's a canvas the whole way and there's no fusing on the inside of the jacket. A fusing is just a layer that's stuck to, in this case, cotton. So logically then, if you rub the cotton together like that, it will be thicker. So if it's got fusing, so you rub it together there and you feel like that, and then it should feel the same as when you pinch a bit out of the arm and rub it together, and it does. So that's not fused. If it's fused, there's a layer of fusing. You get a lot hotter in it. It doesn't age as well. You know, nothing wrong with fused suits if they're sold for the right price. It's all about value for money, and that's with everything. You know, with suits, you know, a half canvas suit can be a great thing if it's sold for the right price. And you know, we're unfortunately in Australia, suits are very expensive, quite overpriced. So you've got to be a bit careful. I think that's a very important thing for me. Not too much padding in the shoulder, unless you've got excessively sloped shoulders. I really don't like padding in suits too much. I think it takes away that sort of slight sportiness of the suit. It takes away a little bit of the functionality and makes the suit look like it's trying to mould the person too much. Like, I think it's nice when you can feel a bit freer in your jackets and stuff like that. Yeah.
And let's just do a quick little bit on accessories as well. What do you think? What do you think, shoes-wise, tie-wise? Do you think? I mean, I know that it's a general question, but I mean, in terms of shoes, a guy needs a pair of loafers, a guy needs a pair of Oxford shoes. Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, we don't need all these things. We want them, but you know, I think accessories are a really good way to dress up or dress down a suit. You know, if you can have. I mean, I keep on going back to a navy cotton suit, but say even a navy work suit, you wear that with a pair of loafers, it's going to look very different to you wear that with a pair of lace-ups. You can wear it without socks, with socks, depending on how casual. You can wear different kinds of ties. You can wear a pocket square. You know, all these little tools are really good ways to kind of experiment with the same suit to give it a lot of different looks. And over time, people get more or less confidence with the accessories. So accessories are incredibly important. And I find them, you know, they're the fun part. They're the part you get to put a suit in balance or throw it out of balance. You might, you know, plain white pochette. You might add a bit more colour. You might have just a plain watch, you might not. You know, they're the fun things we have to kind of work with, and they're pretty cool. And also, you know, the fact that they're reasonably disposable, a lot of accessories is quite nice because you're not committed too much to one thing. So you can have your navy suit, you have your grey suit, you can give it 1,000 different looks just with the use of accessories. So it's not absolute. And, you know, I think pocket squares are the best, and I like now seeing a lot more guys wearing them, which is fantastic. Like the best results I get with clients, honestly, are the clients that don't really come in and really take everything too seriously. You get some clients that are like, oh, there's a 0.1 of a millimetre. It's just like, mate, this is a hand cut suit. Like, you know, this will not, you know, this will make you feel a lot better. It's a lovely thing, but it's not really going to be the answer to all your issues and all your problems in your life. It's like it's a great thing to have, but don't take it too seriously, and then you get the best results. And I've had clients that come in, they're very, very serious and regimented, and over time they change and they just get some fantastic results. You know, not taking themselves too seriously, wearing something with a bit of, you know, as the Italians call it, sprezzatura, you know, a little bit of nonchalance, and that's it. You know, keep it fresh.
Well, I mean.